Mulan II is a 2004 animated direct-to-video Disney animated film as a sequel to the 1998 animated film Mulan. The entire cast from the first film returned, except for Eddie Murphy.
Everyone loves Pat Morita.
I do the voice of the Emperor.
It was produced by the Walt Disney Pictures and DisneyToon studio, and some help from the Japan studio. Shout out to them. Distributed by the Buena Vista Home Entertainment. Welcome to my 17th. Damn, I've been doing this for a minute. Disney direct to DVD, video, VHS, video direct sequel movie reviews. I'll be honest, I couldn't find much about this movie. Skimming through like the bonus features, we got maybe like a 3-minute clip of the voice actors in this, a DVD game, and like some deleted scenes. A lot of deleted scenes, more on those at the end. This movie also made no sense to me. It's gonna be a quick intro. Let me explain why. All right, open shot, Disney castle, smoke.
Savior of China.
Mushu interrupts the narrator. By the way, of course, like I said earlier, it's not Eddie Murphy. It's an impersonator. Yeah, I got nothing to add to this, guys. Yeah, he didn't come back because at the time, Boy was working on a little movie, if you haven't heard, called Shrek 2. So I guess there was like a thing in his contract that didn't let him come back or like let him work on a different movie at the time. So he was on to bigger and better things, I'll tell you that. So they give the band a robe. He starts walking up some ghost stairs. I don't know what's happening here. Is this lore accurate?
I'm climbing a stairway to heaven.
He gets in a hot tub with bamboo or something. What the hell is happening? Pictures presents Mulan II. We get this like superimposed JPEG of a yin and yang symbol, a little strange. Back with the Mulan fan, they start talking about like gambling and how bad it is. Then the dad secretly shows off his gambling hand. So what was the point of that? Next scene, we got the girl practicing her moves. All the kids are watching her. They want to be just like her. They want her to train him. She tries to explain to them some lessons about being opposites, similar to that yin and yang in pose earlier at the beginning. Then she starts singing.
Lesson number 1.
This song's okay. It's a little cute. It's like the kids singing their lessons while practicing their moves. I like the animation during this. Some of it. One of the kids falls in the water. Song ends, and that was lesson number 1. That was a great lesson number 1. I learned a lot. Look who shows up. Li Shang. Shout out to that boy. Miss that guy. Wow, what a great guy. He's general and all. He's really brave. You know, he tries to admit his love to her. The kids start kind of laughing.
Is there someplace private we can talk?
We can go to my house.
So they go like somewhere private, and man just fucking pops the question, even though he just said he doesn't know her very well. Like, didn't they also know each other? It has only been like a couple months since the last movie. Man's on a mission. We also don't get to see the proposal and how they did it, just like in the distance. So what the fuck? She said yes, by the way. So we get Mushu complaining the next scene, reminiscing about how they saved China in the good old days, even though it was just last month. So she calls him her most trusted friend. He wants to start planning her wedding. Her fiancé kind of walks in. He says all of China is outside to congratulate the lovebirds. I don't know if that's all of China, but so Mushu runs off to tell the ghosts from the beginning that they're getting married. Everyone is getting notified. Now they want to help with the wedding.
Hey, this looks like a for real pink slip.
So they basically hit him with a fucking pink slip. He's gonna be out of a job when she gets married. I was a little confused at what they were getting at. But if Mulan marries Shang, Mushu will no longer be part of the family guardian. Instead, she would become part of Shang's family ancestors and guardians. And so that his version of their guardian would take off, which I don't know what it is. I don't think they said it at all. So, of course, fake Eddie Murphy freaks out. Then they mock him. He is devastated. What is he gonna do? Back on a positive note, they are planning the wedding. Then a guy and a horse come slamming in the door. He's given a letter that they have to meet with the emperor right away. Both of them. The family comes in, gives them a yin and yang necklace for like good luck. Mushu overhears what's happening. Ultimately, this guy comes to the decision to attempt to break them up. The cricket friend says, no, that's a bad idea, so I don't know what the fuck is happening. So they are off. They smuggle themselves, the two fools smuggle themselves on Mulan's horse.
Cricket! What are you doing here?
All right, so you're probably confused. To sum this up with this emperor, he reveals that the Mongols are threatening China this time. So he wants to form an alliance with the kingdom of Qigong. I don't know, it looks a little bit like Qui-Gon. So he wants to form an alliance with this Qigong to help them. He fucking asked the couple to escort his three daughters to Qui-Gon, where they will be married to the three sons of that king. And if they can't do this mission in 3 fucking days, the Mongols ultimately will destroy China. I wonder how this is going to play out. So the fiancé says he only needs 3 soldiers for this mission. They're back. Of course, they had to start singing right away. They started singing A Girl Worth Fighting For. It's like I think it's a different version of it. It sounded a little different. It's a comedy song. You guys know this song, right? I like the hook. That's mostly about it. They get kicked out of the kitchen. They run into Mulan, and a few sentences of conversations later, they're on board to do the mission, and they're leaving tonight. It's nighttime now, and the 3 daughters are boarding the carriage, and one of them drops her shoe, and one of the short fool runs to give it back to her. And this happens. So I can see where this is gonna go. There's 3 fools, there's 3 daughters. China is probably gonna fall. Mulan goes in to check on them. She finds out they have no idea they are marrying.
We don't know. We've never met them.
Really? It's all right, Fa Mulan. It's our honor to serve the Emperor.
The thing is so exciting. We're very happy. Really?
Mulan had the same face as me, so she kind of like starts complaining to her lover that arranged marriages are like weird. He's like, well, we served the emperor or something like that. So back with the 3 daughters, they start talking, and like one of them says,
Did you see the way he looked at me?
But you didn't even talk to him.
A true romantic can tell. The inside.
He's gross.
He smells?
Deep down. Deep down.
one of the sisters goes, you're getting married in 3 days, get your shit together. They stop to like, I guess, take care of the horses for a little bit. She goes to talk to the short king. I think his name is Yao. They get along well. China is definitely gonna fall. Then we see the others getting along, and then Li comes out of the shadows of a tree and introduces himself.
Come on, Your Highness. You don't want to let your guard down. Get it? Guard down?
R.I.P. China. One hidden Mickey later, we are back on the road. By the way, Mushu's been plotting this whole time to stop them loving each other, so now it's like time to let his plan loose. So he hooks his line to Shang's shirt, and that didn't work. So we get a montage here of all his failed attempts. Which I don't know if these plans are thought out well on getting people to dislike each other, but the horse kills him here. The next scene, he survived. He said he can't do it, and then this happened.
Great spirits, take me now.
Then he should die from this. So now they're on a roll. What's gonna happen? They roll by the couple, just staring at them. The couple runs to go get them, and they eventually all end up falling off the cliff. Now they're all dead. Just kidding.
I saved the food.
And I saved you.
Ooh, China, I got some bad news. The couple get into an argument about maps and directions, normal stuff. Mushu considers this a W on his part. Their yin and yang necklaces tangle up and they make up, so I guess nothing happened there. Ling comes back in during the night to hit on her.
I found your fan. Normally, I would say I'm your biggest fan.
His execution is very bad.
She's starting to slowly kind of like him now. The Mongols, you know, they're gearing up already. One of the girls started writing a letter to her dad saying, I can't do the mission. I'm following my heart. Then one of the sisters comes in and tries to stop her. And then they start singing. This is basically a 2v1 song. She wasn't gonna win this fight ever. So by the end of the song, they convert her to the girl side, girl power side. They want to be free like the other girls. I didn't like this song. Next scene, Mushu goes into Li Shang's room and just kind of whispers in his ear that she's bad. It didn't work. Then he does another plan.
A strategy.
Mulan?
The man, I fell for those broad shoulders. I didn't realize there wasn't much sitting on top of them. Garlic breath.
Wait, that boy can peel paint. Oops.
That plan worked, and now he's pissed. So he finds her outside, and boy, oh boy, these facial animations. Like, come on. Who animated this? I love it. That's something I wanted to add. They were very expressive in this movie. Like, some of the characters are too expressive. Then she asks why he's covering his mouth, and he goes,
For your mouth.
I wouldn't want to peel your paint.
which I don't know if she knows what that means, but we know. That was weird. Hold on, before we leave this scene, one more for good measure. So yeah, that's the one. So Mushu convinces her to break up with him. Three fools fight over who's gonna talk to the girls first. They all go out in the end. They end up running away like on a date, and Mushu tells Mulan, and she goes out to find them. So Li Shang finds that one of the notes that the daughter wrote, talking about earlier how she doesn't want to fucking do this shit anymore. So everything is just turning into disaster here. So he goes out to look for all of them. So next scene, we're at this little date spot. There's not much to like touch on here with them. They're just on a little carnival. They play some carnival style games and shit here. I mean, there's some honorable mentions. We see the short guy without his shirt on. The main girl snorts when she laughs.
I thought you didn't have a sense of humor.
Mulan finds them. They tell her that they love each other. And like, honestly, you'd think she'd be mad, but she's down. She's kind of like, fuck yeah. But then the loser guy shows up. Kind of kills the vibes here. He says, you can't talk to each other anymore.
Dang, the problem isn't as bad as it seems.
The problem, Mulan, is you.
The boy is expressive. So she wonders if he even has a heart. They don't love each other anymore. They have a mission to complete. It's just gonna be a sad ride from here on out. Yo, but damn, Mushu be chilling big time though. Until he realizes that she doesn't really want to talk to him now because she's sad. And then she tells him he's the bestest, most trustful friend who was always looking out for her and literally is just having like the ultimate guilt now.
Oh, I can't stand it no more. I'm the one that got between you.
You mean you got between Shang and me so you could keep your job?
I'm sorry.
Hi, Kat. Welcome in. Do you want to be part of this review? Come in. She realizes all those problems weren't her. It was him. So she runs off to tell her ex-lover boy fiance. Then they get ambushed before she could. It's a pretty big fight here. The Mongols do be Mongoling. They eventually kidnap one of the princesses and... Now they're dangling for dear life, and then this happens.
Please! Shang! Shang!
Well, holy shit, if this didn't kill him, I don't know what will.
Doing it, I was crying, and it's so dramatic. No! No, Shang! Shang!
It's a depressing next scene. She eventually decides to step up to the role of of him and to finish the mission. So his death isn't meaningless, I guess. The horse is walking by. Motherfucker.
Good horse.
The next scene, Mulan makes it to the Emperor, the Qui-Gon Jinn guy, and says, hey, sorry, I lost the 3 daughters and for your boys. And then he freaks out. And then she's like, but LOL, one of your boys can have me instead.
I would be honored to wed a prince of Qigong.
But I don't know about all of this. Ultimately, one of the Emperor's guys just kind of like whispers in his ear, and he tells him that she's like a princess and also like a warrior, and so I guess she's worth more in the long run. Does she own land? I'd probably not. So I guess he agrees to follow through. We see that the eldest son that she is going to marry,
Son Prince Jiki.
the fucking finger trap and all, the whole package. She's too old for him. So the next scene, Shang eventually finds out where they went, and he's off to stop that wedding. Hey, remember when I said China is gonna fall? Inevitable. So we get a sad scene here where Mushu and her say goodbye because she's never gonna see him again. Then the wedding's happening, and as they're about to like finalize it, a fucking star blade fucking right between them. Like, what the fuck? You could have yelled, stop the wedding, bro. You didn't need to result to violence and almost end a life.
You're alive.
I couldn't let you get married without me.
What is happening? When is this war happening? So he tells the Emperor that he loves Mulan and fuck the rules. Then they seize him. And this happens. So ultimately, he decides to turn into a god form, go in the statue, which this man blows way more fire than I realized for his size. So ultimately, he just kind of becomes a god, and he says, hey, Mulan and Shang are going to be married now, and the daughters can marry whoever they want, and they just obey, and happily ever after. What about the Mongols? Which, you know, when you think about it, didn't they invade China IRL? So maybe this movie is accurate. There's a little post scene here. Mushu is packing up. He's ready to go. And the ghosts show up again, telling him chores he has to do now when he's with them. And then this happens.
Shang, what are you doing?
He's combining the family temples.
And so I guess now that Mushu can stay now since their families are combined, which I don't know if that's how that works. Now Shang can see Mushu.
So this is the famous Mushu. Somehow I pictured you bigger.
Even Mulan asked,
I still don't get it. What does combining our temples do?
Gives me back my pedestal.
oh, okay then. So we get a pan out shot of the Eddie Murphy impersonator just yapping away. And then it goes to black. And that's Mulan II. I don't know what this end credit song is. I don't think it belongs in this movie, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. This movie made me a little upset. I feel like it had a lot of potential. I don't know, everything from like the backgrounds to like some of the crowd scenes. The fucking script, it felt very lightweight. There was also like a lack of a villain. If you want to call Mushu the villain, I guess he was. That doesn't really help build a substantial story, I think. But since there's not a lot about this movie, let's hop into the deleted scenes. These are just pencil drawings, but to be honest with you, there was like a lot of them. There's probably like at least like 10, 12 minutes of deleted scenes in this movie, which to be honest with you, a lot of it would have been better if they kept them in there because they're actually kind of good. This movie had no action fighting either. It barely had any fighting. I don't know. I guess you can just count on Disney to remove their more ambitious moments of their films before they enter the final animation. There was even like a lengthy opening battle sequence that even in storyboard form puts all of what the eventually is in the film to shame.
This is a beautifully choreographed sequence, and it's choreographed by somebody who actually is an expert in martial arts.
We're in a room talking about how to make the story better, and we realize we have to let go of this scene. It was very hard.
Always wanted to fly. Woo!
If we somehow make it out of here alive, would you marry me?
Yes.
Long way around of getting the princesses and the gang of three together. So we just cut to the chase.
You have been designated by birth to serve your country.
So you will mask your emotions.
And you really want the truth?
It'd be a nice change.
We just pretended to like them so we could escape.
So this guy named Barry Cook, the director of the first movie, was asked to write a treatment for the sequel. He turned in a one-page draft that featured Mulan and Shang about to be married, and the Emperor sells him on a mission up in the north. Sounds a little familiar, right? But the finale would have had featured Mulan and her allies, which included her ghost ancestors taking on Shang Yu and his ghost army. We didn't get that. Again, nothing else I could find. If I have some bonus clips, we'll throw them in there. But how about some quick fire reviews this time? I'll give you 2 quick fire ones. All right. Eric W. said, I haven't watched it yet, gave me super AIDS. You should get that checked, Eric. Perry the Platypus said, didn't that movie have a war in it? That about sums it up. Other than that, there's really not much else I could find on this movie, so thank you for joining me. Join me next time where I cover the next Disney direct-to-DVD, VHS sequel movie, Tarzan 2. Oh shit, we're coming back to this shit.